Podcast live with your host, William Stewart Jr. Live streaming every Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Facebook and YouTube. With real conversations and fresh perspectives. Would you like to be my guest? Give us a call at 888-552-1944. Today's guest, Gloria McGill. Today's topic, seasoned and empowered. So sit back, relax, and enjoy another episode of Stewart Spotlight Podcast. Now your host, William Stewart Jr. Good evening and welcome to Stewart Spotlight Podcast. My name is William Stewart Jr. and I will be your host today. I hope everyone had a wonderful week as usual and getting ready for the weekend. Today is Friday, March 13th. 2026. I would like to make an announcement first, a PSA, public service announcement. I made the announcement last week. My email was hacked, and I received several calls all over, everywhere, asking, was this me sending out an email requesting a gift card, or is this you on your email? So if you happen to see my email come across your email and it says something to the fact that please send a gift card or is this you, please delete it. Because I have already changed my password and I got fewer calls this week, so I'm assuming that it's working. But once again, if you happen to see my email asking for a gift card, it's not me. With that being said, we have a lot to talk about this evening and I'm going to need your assistance. But before we bring my guests on, I need your help to do this. I need your support. I need you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and make sure you turn on your notifications. So therefore, every time you hear this, you know that Stewart Spotlight Podcast is live. Yes, that's right. Make sure you turn on your notifications. So therefore, every time you hear the notification that bell or that sound on your phone or computer or laptop, you know that Stewart Spotlight Podcast is live, and make sure you tune in. Tell your friends, neighbors, whoever. Tune in and watch another episode. My weekly motivation comes from a friend of mine, as I stated before. Bud always sends me messages every day during the week, and I'm always picking one of the several motivational message that he sends to me. So this one, I picked this one because I thought it was pretty good. It says, speak the positive word into your life every day. Think big. Think healing. Think success. Think peace. Think happiness. Think growth. Always start your day with a positive energy. Let that marinate in your soul a little bit and take that for next week. Energy. Today's guest, my guest today is Miss Gloria McGill. The topic will be seasoned and empowered. So we're going to take a small break and we're going to bring her right on because we have a lot to talk about this evening. So stay with us. We'll be right back after this break. Let me back up a little bit. Let me back it up. As we continue to celebrate the month of March, this is Women's History Month. Women's History Month, and we must honor all the women. And I have a little clip I'm going to play, and after that, it's going to go into a break, and then we're going to come back with my guest. Stay tuned.
Mother, daughter, sister, grandmother. These are only a few of the many titles we as women hold. From caregivers to workers on the front line, we honor the important roles women play in their families, workplaces, and our Clarksville community. We are counselors, artists, teachers, healthcare workers, humanitarians, clergy, and so much more. This March, we pause to reflect on all that women have done and will continue to do to pave the way to better the lives of those around them. To that, we say, thank you.
Okay, this was part of the advertisement. I had to turn the volume down on the advertisement of Stewart Spotlight. Make sure you visit our website and shop around. You might see some items that you might want to purchase. But we're back on Stewart Spotlight podcast. Once again, my name is William Stewart Jr. and I am your host. My guest today is a mother of one, an event planner, 4 to 5 years, law enforcement officer at the Metropolitan Police Department in Washington, D.C. for over 26 years, a graduate student from Clark College with a BA in Mass Communication Broadcasting, and an MA from Trinity College in Washington, D.C. for Public Administration, who has received numerous awards. Just to name a few, the Metropolitan Police Award, Achievement Award, Humanitarian Act, and School Safety. The list goes on. And who better to explain themselves is herself. So without further ado, I'm just going to bring on my guest. How about welcome to the show, Miss Gloria McGill. How are you? Oh, I want to thank you for coming on and taking time out of your busy schedule, because I know how busy you are. And how was your week?
My week was very good, actually. Okay. I was able to prepare for a number of things. I had a vision board workshop yesterday at a senior center. That primarily helps seniors.
Okay.
And I have you today, and just preparing for upcoming activities.
Busy. So the event that you had yesterday was really successful?
It was. The weather was a little bit of a bummer. Yesterday morning here in the ATL, we had a lot of storms, so the attendance would have been more. But again, seniors, they take their time and decide if they want to come out.
Okay.
And but it was still successful because I was still able to connect.
Okay.
And go forward in reference to having the vision board party with them. And it was the Centerwell facility in ATL.
Okay, great. Okay, well, let's talk about you. That's what you're on this show about. You know, you have such a history of season and of law enforcement and just empowerment. It's just, the list goes on. As an event planner, could you give us a little description of what is an event planner?
Well, during the years where I was doing that, I was assisting clients, working as a team, and assisting clients in preparing for their events.
Okay.
At the time, and this was many years ago, CDC was a client that we worked with.
Okay.
And epidemiology was a big conference that they were having in the ATL. And that included helping them get the registration, the site, all of the materials that they needed, making sure that all of the logistics were in place
Okay.
for the event to be successful.
Okay, great. So you enjoy it doing it?
I did. I'm a people person, so I like making sure that, the client is served, and I like making sure that things go off as they should once I receive that task.
So now you did that for several years before you went into law. So explain that situation, because I believe you said that you was doing this and then you just took a test and boom, they wanted you there instantly.
Well, it was a little more than that.
Okay.
I was enjoying my success with doing the meeting planning in
Okay.
the area. My cousin was scheduled to take the test for MPD,
Okay.
and he didn't know how to get to the location. Well, it happened to be a location I was familiar with, so I took him, and I wasn't going to wait for him. And my family was like, well, why don't you take the test too? So I took the test. I passed the test. He didn't quite pass the test.
Wow.
And at the time, I lived in, I wasn't in the metropolitan area.
Right.
So I literally just happened to be there to be able to assist him. Went back to my location where I lived and resided, and got the notification, hey, you passed the test. There are a number of other things that you have to do after that, background and physical and other things. And I was like, okay. I really at the time wasn't thinking about law enforcement, but the opportunity presented itself. And lo and behold, a couple of months later, after me fulfilling the requirements that I had to do, coming back and forth to DC, I got a FedEx letter that was an offer letter saying, okay, you need, if you will accept this, report on Monday. And I was like, holy moly.
So you had to,
because now it was real.
So you had to really shuffle some
and
things.
yeah, I did. I really did. So I went in and gave notification on a Monday that I was resigning on a Tuesday. And packed up my home and put things in storage and loaded my little one. And we hit the road, and I was swearing in that following Monday morning at 6 a.m.
So now,
So
by going through, was it difficult going through the actual training as a cadet?
well, I wasn't a cadet.
Okay.
I was an officer. I wasn't a cadet.
So what kind of training did you have to go through before you become an officer?
Well, there's a series of you have to learn the laws of the city, the District of Columbia.
Okay.
You do have physical training that you have to do. You have weapons training. You have all kinds of tactical training to be an officer. So it's a series of things. It's not an overnight process. At that time, I think it was maybe 3-4 months for us to complete every series of the training, and then you successfully pass and you're sworn in.
Wow. So now, being an officer, was it difficult? Because, different cities, different laws, and different people and different attitudes. How was it in Washington, D.C.?
It was challenging. I mean, it's a metropolitan city. It is the nation's capital. So we see all kinds of folks. We see an international community. We see an urban community. It's open to the world. So crime had its moment or moments, but the citizens of the city made it worthwhile in terms of it being successful and fulfilling for me.
Could you recall one of your most memorable experience being a police officer in Washington?
Oh, there are lots of memorable ones.
Just a couple of them, or one.
Oh, well, I had the pleasure of working with young people. I was a school resource officer, so that for me was just so fulfilling.
Hmm.
So I worked with babies from 5 years old to 18 years old
Okay.
in a variety of instances and situations. So I did that for several years, and it was very, very, very fulfilling for me.
Wow.
And then I went on in another capacity to become the cadet coordinator and help cadets transition into becoming officers or being recommended to be officers
Mhm.
so that they could be in a position where they did the proper training to become officers.
So now
But I love my cadets.
now you mentioned that you work with the children. How did you build that relationship with the community and the individuals you work with?
It wasn't hard. I kind of was a mama bear in many instances. You know, I greeted them with a smile. They got a hug. They got advice. If they got in trouble, they got a stern uh,
Mm. Yeah.
response from me. Let me
Okay.
say it that way.
Okay.
Okay.
Politically
But I
correct.
was, yes. Yeah.
Okay.
But I was very in touch with the community, did number of community meetings. I didn't have a problem with, walking a kid home
Wow.
and talking to that parent or having that parent come up to the school. I was always engaged with the community because I did school crossings, back to school nights, a variety of activities that you do when you work with young people.
Hmm. Wow. Now, because being in the law enforcement for 26 years plus, that's a long time, as a career. And I'm sure that you saw some exciting things or some fun things, and just like, why am I doing this? Have you ever thought about that? Say, I should have picked a different career path, or just say, well, this is my path. I want to stick with it.
No, once I made the commitment
Okay.
to leave this area, I was committed once I was raising my hand.
Okay.
So I did have those thoughts as I raised my hand and was being sworn in, like, oh my goodness, this is real. But I had already accepted the opportunity and accepted the challenge. I couldn't turn back.
Oh,
I had
okay.
a young one to raise,
Okay.
and that was an opportunity and a fulfilling career. I knew later it would be totally fulfilling, but there was no turning back.
Oh, wow.
I was committed. My things were in storage.
But they
I had
brought.
already moved.
Go ahead.
No, I'm saying my furniture and belongings were in storage.
Okay.
I was committed to going forth with starting that next chapter of my life
Wow.
and make it work.
Now,
You have to make this work.
now you retired, and then they had you to come back.
I retired and I was eligible to come back as a senior police officer. And I accepted that opportunity as well to again work with the department in a variety of work, still working with young people.
Uh-huh.
And then, the climate changed uh, on the, I want to say political end, but it
Mm.
did change where some
Okay.
of the duties changed.
Mm-hmm.
But nonetheless, you're an officer.
Mm.
You do what needs to be
Yeah,
done.
right,
You
right.
know.
Now you also, I'm jumping back and forth, but you have a passion for gardening. And
Oh
you've
yes,
been doing gardening for many of years. So what
I had.
what inspired you to get your hands in the dirt?
Oh, I've been
Or
playing in the dirt
playing in the
for
dirt. Okay.
years. I've
Playing in
been
the dirt.
playing in the dirt for
Okay.
years. I was inspired by my grandmother.
Oh, okay.
Um, my grandmother had property in the South Carolina area, and my family in general. So as a little kid, I grew up watching farming.
Hmm.
My family still has land there, and
Okay.
some of my family still, farm their land.
Wow.
So watching my grandmother go into the field and have peas, and we got to shuck peas, and watching her plant and then reap the harvest of that, it was just kind of a natural thing for me because I enjoyed watching her do that
Mm.
because she was in a position where she harvested not only for her and my grandfather, but for the rest of the family. So most of us meaning her immediate siblings, they were in Boston or in Maryland or lived somewhere else, and they would drive back to my grandmother or back home,
Mm.
and grandma would have things in the deep freezer. Okay, and I'm going back a bit in the deep freezer, but she had everything available for her kids. So whoever came down would load up so that they would take food back to that sibling. And that's how we got peas and beans and blueberries and pecans and some of
Wow.
the other things that again were available on the property or that she had harvested from family land.
So,
So gardening for me has been there well, that was farming.
okay.
But the gardening bug or the need to grow and play in the dirt, that's where it came from for me because I appreciated what went into it. So
Mm.
it really was natural for me. From a serenity standpoint, it was a way that I de-stressed from work
Mm.
slash policing or law enforcement.
Mm.
On Sundays, I would be after going to church, I would be in my backyard many a Sunday, almost every
Mm.
Sunday. And
Okay.
I would be playing in the dirt. I would do perennials. I would, grow some, I like growing some of my own food.
Hmm.
And it was just a release for me. I would play music and I'd be in the yard. So it was automatic for me. And
So,
the third component of it was I got to teach some of it to family and friends,
mhm.
and as well as some activities with my kids at school
So now,
and with beautification programs.
would you recall the first plant that you actually grew and was very successful, or could you recall the one that you just like, okay, what happened here? I don't know what happened. Because almost everybody has
Okay.
a success and a
I,
failure.
I'm a real gardener. And in terms of, I have a front and a backyard. I enjoy flowers.
Uh-huh.
I do perennials. I enjoy hostas, hydrangeas, peonies,
Uh-huh.
roses. So those are stable things. And then I'll move into tulips. Right now, I've planted my tulips and they popped this week, and I'm very pleased about
Oh,
that.
wow.
So I've got more tulips that'll be coming through. And I encourage other folks to do that.
Okay.
I will give tulips away or give plants away to encourage family and friends to get your hands in the dirt.
Right.
Grow a little something. It's so serene and uh, satisfying. You will appreciate it if you get started. And for those folks that say, "Oh, but I can't grow anything," yes, you can.
So
It's
now,
easier than you think.
now you, as you say, you played in the dirt. What are some of the common mistake people do or make when gardening?
Well, there's indoor gardening and there's outdoor
Well,
gardening.
let's talk about indoor.
Um, Indoor, the most common thing is they overwater
Mm.
or they don't water.
Mm. Okay.
It's one or the other. Sometimes it's a lack of sunshine,
Mm-hmm.
or plant placement. Let me say it that way.
Okay.
Plant placement. Certain plants don't like drafts. Certain plants don't like too much light. So when you're starting, go to a garden center, find something that you genuinely like, and then come back or before leaving, look at the instructions, even though it doesn't give a lot of care on the back, but pull up,
Mm.
what do I need to do for this? Then
Mm-hmm.
go home.
Mm-hmm.
You can still pull it up again, either on your phone or through YouTube and other gardening tips
Mm-hmm.
or gardening platforms. But most of all, gardening for the most part, indoors or out, it requires a little water, a little sun, and lots of love. Embrace it. It will work for you and work with you. Gardening requires love.
Mm.
If those plants will love you back, they really, really, really do.
Well,
Talk to
I've tried to plant something in my house.
them.
Maybe I overwatered it because the water just sits on top of it. It's not going down. And I tried.
That's a drainage issue if the
Oh,
water is not
well,
coming
it's a
down.
little hole at the
Okay.
bottom, but maybe I just put too much
You-
water in there. I don't know, but I've tried it. But um, now, you, after retiring, you went back to school to be a chef.
Completed my culinary skills.
Yes.
While I was preparing for retirement on the department, I would take 2 classes per quarter at the local community college.
Mm-hmm.
And I will plug out PG Community College and that's Prince George's, because they have an excellent culinary program.
Okay.
So I would take 2 classes each semester just to embrace the culinary field. And I did that, bit by bit over like 2.5 years.
Okay.
So as soon as I retired, now I can finish the 4 courses that I need to get my certification to become a chef. And that's immediately what I did. So now I was full time in the culinary program and totally embraced it.
Okay.
Instead of go to work, run to class,
Mm-hmm.
go to work, run to
Okay.
class. Now I've got the time to do that. And that's what I did.
So now you finished it. Did you utilize it once you finished it, or you just like, okay, this was a hobby, I want to try it, I done it, but now I want to go do something else?
I had the satisfaction of becoming a certified chef. I did not want to be I did not want to be a restaurateur.
Uh-huh.
I did not want to be a caterer. I had some ambition in terms of being able to be a personal chef, and I do enjoy that aspect of it. But I was retired, and I didn't want to work hard, because that's a lot of work in terms of prepping for an event, actually doing the event, breaking down the event.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't need to do that at this stage in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted the satisfaction of learning knife skills, international dishes, garde manger, setting up for large events. I wanted the satisfaction of knowing the techniques of the profession on both sides of the hospitality end. How do you do events in hotels, in convention centers? I wanted to learn the business and the craft. That didn't mean I wanted to do it in retirement. If I could, maybe, I can pick and choose, but I wanted the satisfaction of doing it at that level.
Wow.
And that required the certification. So, I play at it now.
I see.
I enjoy fine food and drink.
Okay. My last question before we go to a break, because after the break, we're going to go into this, your actual business, this magnificent life. I really want to dig deep into that, because with you coaching, motivating, speaking, I want to really get into that part. But speaking of gardening, when you, because I have a backyard in my backyard, when you plant tulips, how long does it take for them to pop up?
They will come naturally.
Oh.
Now, there are 2 schools of thought. If you put them in the ground, tulips like cold weather. You can plant them. Most people will plant late October, November.
Okay.
But they don't have to go in the ground. The things that I have coming up now, I literally put in December. They are in planters, so they had an advantage of some cold weather, especially with the snow and ice that came through.
Okay.
But the things that I have planted recently for friends and family, I put them in a pot. They're in 2-inch pots. I've shown them how to put the tulip bulbs in there, and they're peeking through. It does not always have to be, because it's a bulb. And let me rephrase that. A tulip bulb, okay, a bulb is going to go in, and it is a perennial in most cases, and it's going to come back year after year after year. The ones in the ground, whether they're tulips or daffodils or other bulbs, they're going to be there. They're going to take their time, and nature's going to make them pop up, and they're going to grow in spring when they're supposed to.
Well, I planted some last year. They came up last year. They didn't come back up. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to dig it up, because I thought I didn't know. You live and you live and you learn.
Okay. Well, but there is a measurement of instant gratification if you want instant gratification, that's the plant that you go to the garden center and you pick up and you want to see.
Okay, your internet just froze. Gloria, did your internet just freeze? It froze.
Oh, it's spring.
Okay.
Okay, but the wonderful thing about it is it comes back and it gives you the beauty, based on you planting a variety of perennials
Okay.
or a variety of things.
Okay. Well, we're going to take a small break and we're going to come back because your video froze a few minutes ago. So just want to let you know. After this break, we're going to talk about her motivational, magnificent life, the CEO and owner. We'll be right back after this break.
Hello and welcome. My name is William Stewart Jr. I'm the host of Stewart Spotlight Podcast. Every week, we bring powerful conversations and real life stories and messages that will uplift your spirit. If you've faced difficult situations and real challenges, and you came back better and stronger, and you would love to share it, please give us a call at 888-552-1944 so we can schedule you on the next episode of Stewart Spotlight Podcast. Please continue to tune in every Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Facebook and YouTube. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment. I need you to continue to watch, continue to listen, and stay encouraged. May God bless you.
And we're back with my guest, Gloria McGill. Caught you off guard, didn't I? Let's talk about your new venture, Magnificent Life, LLC, which is a parent company of Sassy Senior Queens. So explain, what is Sassy Senior Queens?
Well, Sassy Senior Queen, I've been known and I'm referred to as Sassy Senior Queen. I enjoy that handle and that title, just because I believe that there are things that you can do when you've retired or you're entering the next chapter of your life. I am in my 60s and I enjoy and embrace life fully.
Okay.
So there are no limits. And my mantra is, why not? So that pairs with my sassy seniorness.
Okay.
And I'm always a queen trying to wear my crown proudly.
All
And
right.
those two things kind of work for me. And I encourage other queens to do the same.
Because as I was viewing your website, it says 55 plus. Is it for women only?
No,
No, it's for all.
I entertain it. For the most part, that's my client base.
Okay. All
And
right.
that is the audience that I reach out to most. But I certainly do speak to men. They're not necessarily retired because when it comes to workshops, they want to know how they can engage in vision board workshops or how they can do personal coaching as well. Right now, primarily it is women, but it's not always 55 plus, because when I have events, there are daughters and there are generations that are there. So
Okay.
there are moms or a
Okay.
grandmother that has bought a granddaughter or a mom that has bought her daughter. So I have generations anywhere from 25 to 65, almost 70,
Okay.
within my target audience.
So what are some of the biggest challenges that women face today, or women or men, 55 plus or younger?
Some of the challenges.
Some of the challenges.
Okay. Sometimes from a retirement standpoint, they just haven't thought about what they want to do
Okay.
before they retire or after retirement. They've stopped working.
Okay.
And now it's like, okay, what do I want to do next? And it's a time for reflection and clarity. And those are some of the ways that I help out. They also, become couch potatoes in some cases, or
Mm,
they uh, have the benefits of scratching,
mm-hmm.
scratch cards, or they shop, or they just hadn't thought about what they want to do. And none of those things, all of those things are fine. You do whatever you want to do
Mm-hmm.
in retirement,
Okay.
but many have not thought about doing anything that is fulfilling and joyful for them. They were like,
Mm.
I just hadn't thought about it.
So now,
I'm okay.
when you do a workshop or a speaking engagement or a presentation, what steps do you prepare yourself to present? How do you prepare yourself to present to others?
Well, I have a number of tools that I use.
Mm-hmm.
I have wording, which helps them identify, um, how do you feel? And it may be something like, I am thankful, I am grateful, I am worthy, I am a queen.
Mm-hmm.
Just target words that I'll place down uh, on my stations.
Okay.
And they then, in the course of our discussions, they're able to pick up anything that they identify with, because that's resonating with them. Because many times when I'm doing an inner search, which is usually at the beginning, and I'm asking questions like, I need you, because this information is only for you, because they're independently journaling. So
Mm.
they don't have to share anything. I've given them journal pads, pens, where I'm asking specific questions so that I can get them to open up on the inside.
Mm.
I need you to be honest with yourself about your feelings, about where you are and what you want. And a
Mm.
lot of times it's requiring that they go deep,
Mm.
just because of, some of the questions that I might ask.
Okay.
Um, what are the fears? If you haven't thought about it, is it because there are fears that are connected to why you haven't thought about what you want to do? Are there relationships that might hinder you? You're taking care of grandkids, or there some issues, not issues, but a spouse may or not, or partner may or not be supportive of some of the things that are going on, or you just have too many things on your plate,
Mm.
but you just hadn't thought about yourself. You're thinking about everybody else. So there are a variety of things in terms of me probing and having them to, get to the real balance of, let's talk about you, because what you're about to encounter is going to be all about you and where you want to go. You've
So,
been taking care of other people.
so now what
You're
what
not going to do.
what really motivated you to establish this? Because is this from work experience, from the law enforcement, or is it something that you just seen in general? Say, okay, I need to establish this project to reach out to others.
Well, I basically have always done it.
Uh huh.
Um, in Part of it is law enforcement. I just don't have a problem with talking with people.
Mm.
Specifically, some of in from a law enforcement standpoint, some of my citizens encountered negative experiences or trauma, and I was able to um, comfort slash empower,
Mm-hmm.
and help them through that crisis or that situation at that moment,
Wow.
and go back and say, and check on them. Sometimes it was just that simple. Other times it's family that are like, well, what do you think about so and so and so? So the advice standpoint popped up, and it was no. I saw myself doing pampering with family and friends, and we would just sit down and, all right, we're going to do our nails, and we're going to have some sangria, and we're just going to talk about some stuff. So it's very natural for me to engage with other women, and let's just have honest conversations.
So
It,
basically,
it
it's
wasn't hard for me to do.
from your personal experience that you was bringing to the surface to talk about topics.
Yes. And help them go beyond, or clarify maybe what they want to do next.
Mm.
Because I have seen in many cases, um, folks limit themselves. You don't have any limits unless you limit yourself. You have all the possibilities in the world. I'm not saying it's easy.
Mm-hmm.
We all have trials, tribulations, and challenges. I certainly do. I
Okay.
certainly do.
Okay.
But half of it is believing that you can accomplish, believing in yourself, not have, crack that door, then raise that window and walk through that door.
Now, what
So,
about if someone is very negative and they just have their self-esteem is very low? How do you really motivate them to lift themselves up?
they have to, I have to have them see what's going on, what's really, really wrong. And that's, again, a series of, you listen to the things they're not saying.
Okay.
Okay. They're saying, well, I don't have the time. Um, you don't have the time to take care of yourself. Well, how do you take care of yourself? No, no, no.
Wow.
And not in a
Wow.
negative way. How the question would be, how do you take care of yourself?
Right.
What do you do for you? Because most times the folks are taking care of other people. They're
Mm.
doing other things and not focusing on little things for themselves. Little things can be motivating moments in the morning, or meditation in the morning, prayer. It could be listening to music.
Mm-hmm.
It can be not letting the rest of the world / family in on every inch of your space every day.
Mm.
Sometimes learning to say no, that's a big one. Say
Yeah.
no.
Yeah. Let's.
Okay, it's okay to say no. No, I can't watch the babies right now. Okay, I can't do it
Well,
because
sometimes people don't like to say no, or they don't like to be turned down, or they just like, okay, whatever, I'm just going to do it, even though I may not want to do it, but they just refuse to say no.
but that's part of giving them the confidence to see that you need to take care of yourself more.
Okay.
Okay, without being in stressful situations, because sometimes that does cause stress,
Mm-hmm.
because you don't want to say no.
Mm-hmm.
And now there's a health issue for you because you don't want to say no. But you've got to ask yourself the question, how do I take care of myself? It can be simple things, having a cup of tea or having quiet time with your cup of coffee, if it's coffee. What do you do for yourself
Mm.
that brings you joy, happiness? It can be taking care of yourself physically in terms of your health. It could be it can be socializing with friends. It can be solo time.
Mm-hmm.
Going to a museum. You don't always have to be with people.
Mm.
Open your back door. Look out your window. Look at the birds and the squirrels and any other wildlife or nature.
Mm-hmm.
Go buy yourself some flowers. Go
Now,
buy a plant.
now, when you doing your sessions or coaching, I should say, coaching, or aspiring, or motivating, have you ever found something very challenging that make you step back and say, okay, let me approach this a different way?
Well, I'm constantly evolving as a personal development coach.
Okay.
Believe me, I am.
Okay.
The challenges for me usually are technical. I'm not tech savvy.
Uh-huh.
So that's been the major hurdle that I'm overcoming.
Mm-hmm.
I knew nothing about, well, I knew a little bit about Facebook, but I didn't know anything in terms of how to, and I'm still learning, I was doing it today,
Mm-hmm.
how to drag a photo from my phone and put it into the right file and then set up files and those simple things that most people know how to do. I didn't know how to do those things
Okay.
because I didn't have to do it in my career. And now I have to do it as an entrepreneur.
Okay.
So that's been the biggest challenge for me because I'm starting from zero. And there have been many times when
Mm-hmm.
I've reached out to fellow queens, in my entrepreneur and leadership circle for help, you
Mm.
know, and trying not to disturb people at 11, 12 o'clock at night because some folks still have to work, but I'm trying to post and I make many mistakes in trying to post on Facebook, trying to get it right. And I'm still learning. I
Right.
mean, all of that is a learning experience for me. Believe me, just posting on my own pages, uploading photos and um tonight, my
Okay.
internet is not working and I've been saved by my wonderful, wonderful assistant slash daughter because we're doing everything via mobile, via the phone and me learning technology, learning
Okay.
the terms. That was hard. That is hard. I
Okay.
have to learn the right words to say and learn the technology so that I'm communicating my difficulties to others.
Mm.
I can't say the whatchamacallit. You can't say that. You've got to
Yeah.
identify what the
Yes.
three dots are. I didn't know it was hamburger, or I didn't know the bottom screen. I still forgot that term.
Lower third.
Whatever that bottom screen is at right,
Lower
the
thirds. Lower thirds.
taskbar.
Oh, okay. The test bar.
I'm
Okay.
learning, right. I'm
Okay.
learning the terminology
Mm-hmm.
on how to maneuver and navigate Zoom. I didn't have to do Zoom until COVID, and I learned it only to communicate with family. But then after the fact, now I really had to learn Zoom because a lot of the classes and my mentoring with from coaching or from my coaches in Sister Circle is via Zoom. So I have to learn how to do a webinar. I still haven't done one yet, but I'm going to learn it.
Mm-hmm.
That's on my list of things to do.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm learning technically. That's been the biggest challenge from an entrepreneur side
Mm.
for me because when you're looking at how to do your financial stuff, everything is on
Electronically.
the computer.
Computer. Yes.
And I'm learning or trying to learn how to navigate that
Wow. Wow. Yeah.
easily.
Well, technology changes as soon as you grasp it, that it changed the next moment. So it's kind
Yeah.
of difficult because that's something else. I saw some glasses I want, and the glasses has all this electronic stuff in it. You can talk to them and videotape and see your text. So I got to get a pair of those. But the technology has changed. But motivating people, that's Seaman Story is standard because that's not technology. That's more of a mental, spiritual awareness.
Yeah.
If I'm- if
For
I'm-
me, it's very natural for me, and I attribute that to really a gift that I've been given by the Lord.
Okay. Okay.
It's a ministry for me
Mhm.
because I'm just easily able to connect with people. I can just do it. I
Okay.
don't think about it. It just happens.
Hmm.
I can be in Walmart. I can be in Target. I can be in a store. And sometimes I'm feeling the energy or seeing the expression on someone, and we just connect.
Mhm.
I'm not going to say that I've cried many times with someone, and they've cried with me
Hmm.
because of an inner pain that they were going through, and I was just able to pick up on it.
Okay.
So I was able to, in my own way, to minister
Hmm.
with a hug, with the way that I was able to just communicate with them, listen to them,
Mhm.
hear them, soothe them, pray with them,
Mm.
and not let them go until they were in a better place. So for me, it is a gift and a blessing because I don't think about it. It just happens.
Wow.
It
That's
just happens. So it really works within my business because it's automatic. I don't think about it. It just happens.
so. It's more you're gifted with a talent, a spirit, and wisdom makes all tied up into one to give to others when
Yeah.
it's needed. That's a good
Yes.
thing. But also you have another gift.
What's
You
that one?
what's that one? I believe you wrote a chapter in a book. You want to talk
Mhm,
about
right, yeah.
that?
I was fortunate enough to be with a number of women, 17 Williams. And this was spearheaded by actress, comedian, um, author Kim Coles. People may know her from Living Single. And Kim was a keynote speaker at a conference I was attending, a Happy Black Woman conference that I was attending about 2 years ago. And she, as the speaker, presented the opportunity of having one to participate in writing a chapter within the anthology. So the book is 17 women that came together under Kim Coles' her leadership and guidance, and we each wrote our own chapter. And the opportunity wouldn't have presented itself without her being present at Happy Black Woman Conference, which is led by Rosetta Thurman. But it really, really was an opportunity where, you know, I was able to express and for my chapter, put some things that I felt were going on with me and I could share with others. So it worked out.
So the 17 different women had to have their own chapter to talk about themselves. Wow.
Every woman in that book has their own chapter. It was them speaking on their truth. So each of us stood in our own truth, whether it was them discussing mental health, overcoming a trial, a triumph over illness, over near-death experiences, uncovering imposter syndrome, whatever their specialty was that they wanted to share, that's exactly what they did in their chapter. And it's so powerful and enlightening because that's what they did. So you've got 17 queens that came together under that one book, under the opportunity that Kim presented. And we were able to, you know, just share with other women.
So what's the name?
With others, not women, with others.
So what's the name of the book?
The name of the book is Can I Show?
Sure, go ahead. Go to your right. You're right. Yeah, there you go. Right there. Wisdom
Gifts 2. Because she did, this is the second version. So my name happens to be on it with hers, but again, it includes all of us. It includes all 17, 18 of us.
Wow.
So I'm very, very pleased. It's available through my websites, either through Magnificent Life or Sassy Senior. And, you know, it's a wonderful collaboration. It really, really is.
Now, how long did it take you to write your chapter?
We had about 2.5, 3 months with submissions and, you know, final cuts and editing. And, you know, it wasn't any pressure. It was pressure, but we had fixed deadlines. Let me put it that way.
Okay.
So things were maybe started in January, and we were able to have things done. We had final cutoff. So it was, and then we had a formal book launching, and that was very, very successful. With several of the queens and Kim showing for the book launch. And that was in Charlotte, the Durham, no, that was in Charlotte, the Charlotte area, North Carolina area. So we had about 90 attendees, you know, women that had, well, not just women, but attendees that had purchased and were there to individually meet us. And it was a fabulous event. It really was a very, very nice.
So what is a relaxing day for you?
Relaxing.
What's a relaxing day for you?
A relaxing day. A relaxing day for me is to just get out. I mean, and I'll do a solo trip where I'll get in the car. I'm not a big driver per se, but I'll go and look at new things. I'm not necessarily shopping anymore, but if there are places that I haven't been, I'll try to take those in. I may treat myself to a lunch at a new restaurant that I haven't gone to. I may do a pampering moment, because I'm working on my fitness now, very much. So relaxing. I'm not going to say that that's relaxing because at this point in um, in my life, I'm very focused on my health. So from January of this year, I really have focused and concentrated on me being healthy because I recognized that I wasn't as healthy as I should be. So I am participating in not workshops, workouts. I have a physical trainer now that I meet with at least twice a week. I go to my local gym because I'm able to do it through Silver Sneakers. So I'm able to go to a Planet Fitness or a LA Fitness. And because those things are available to me, I take advantage of going to my local library, has a lot of classes for seniors on site. I tried to do line dancing, but I got a little mobility issue with my knee. So I'm not able to do the turns as fast as I
Oh, you
want
can't be
to. So
kicking.
I kind of, oh, I can't kick right now. My knee's not letting me do the kick, but it's on my radar because by the end of the year, I will be kicking. So I see myself doing the kick and the twirl and the
Uh-huh.
turns faster than I can maybe do it now.
Wow.
I
Wow.
enjoy cooking for myself. The chef in me is very, very active in my meal planning. So I'm creative in being able to shop healthy, trying to eat clean. I green juice. I juice a lot. I'm focused on my vitamins and health regime and whatever it takes for me to heal and be healthy mentally and physically. Those are the things that I'm engaging in.
That.
So I'm not gonna say that's relaxing,
But that's
but
something that you like to do.
that's where I am mentally at
Okay.
this stage.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you coming on, and I'm just going to give a little FYI out there. If you are interested in signing up or having her to come and coach and motivate others, Magnificent. That's how she spelled Magnificent Life LLC, and Sassy Senior Queen is the Magnificent Life is the parent, and Sassy Senior Queens, can't even talk tonight, is the company. You can contact her at the website or email, or you might want to give her a call at 470-713-4109. So, Gloria, do you have any final words you would like to leave the viewers who's watching us as we speak?
I do have one or two little sassy nuggets, if you don't mind. By all means, stand in your truth. Don't be afraid to step outside of your comfort zone. Recognize that you can do anything that you want to do. There are no limits. You can do it. Live your best life. It's yours. Don't be afraid to do it. Ask yourself, why not? Why not go for it? Why not seek joy and seek the simple pleasures of life? And don't let anyone steal your joy. Don't do it. You are worthy. So wear your crown proudly.
Amen.
Those are my nuggets.
All right, that's what I'm talking about. With that being said, I want to thank you for coming on. and continue your success. I wish you the very best, and feel free to come back again, and let's talk about that book and some other things you have been doing in the years to come.
Can I say a quick thank you?
Sure, go ahead.
All right. My journey is one of peace, and my journey has been fulfilling because there's so many people that have helped me get to this place. I really first want to thank my MPD family for the support that they've given me without hesitation throughout my career. That's my officials, my sister friends, my partners, all of that law enforcement family. Thank you so much my Happy Black Woman inner circle, the sisters and queens that have helped and encouraged me. Because of you, I'm learning how to be a leader, entrepreneur in the highest fashion because you wear your crowns all the time
Mm,
and you step up your game as you build your empire.
mm.
To my ATL friends and social circle, thank you for embracing me because I'm here and I have a support system. And that's wonderful. Always, of course, thanking my family, my friends, my special sister friends, Brenda slash Cookie and Lady Liz, Elizabeth Warmley. Without these two prayer warriors,
Mm.
many times I know that they are praying for me and with me. And these true women of God have my back, and I feel their arms and their love all the time.
Wow.
So thank you to them. And lastly, to my sweetie pie, I had major technical difficulties today. And I'm just gonna put it out there. The devil is a liar because we are on and live.
That's right.
I the internet was not working. They were working on the system. Xfinity, Comcast, everybody was saying, "Hey, the stuff is not working. We're doing work in your area." And
Whew.
my sweet, wonderful love, and she's smiling in the background. I literally am on the phone, but she set everything up because I don't know how to do that. She's my virtual assistant. She is my photographer. She's my travel partner. She is my ride or die. So I thank my daughter.
Daughter.
I don't know if she'll let me say her real name, probably not, but my Rara, I thank her and she is fantastic. I could not do this without her
Daughter.
love and support. So I know I did long thank yous, but it was necessary
That's
to
okay.
thank those that have helped me be the queen
That
that I am.
is okay. I want to thank you for coming on and sharing what you had just spoke about. Once again, thank you.
Thank you.
We we will talk soon, okay?
Yes.
All right. Have a nice one.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so that was Gloria McGill, and I appreciate her coming on and sharing um, as an entrepreneur of the many hats she had worn. So I was building it up from where she started from all the way up to where she's at. So that's why I was just taking step by step. I have more questions to ask, but I didn't want to take too much time. Once again, thank you, Ms. McGill. Next week guest. Next week guest is a dear friend of mine. Patricia Lynn Harris is going to be on next Friday. Trust me, she has a story to tell, and you'll be amazed. The topic, thank God I'm still here. So make sure you tune in next week to hear her testimony. I'm going to leave you with my favorite quote, as I always do at the end of the show. And it says, whatever you're facing, don't quit. Your next step matters. In the meantime, be careful, be safe, be kind to one another. Have a wonderful weekend, and God bless.